Welcome to English Grammar and Writing Skills course of EduProm EdTech. You're watching a video with Manisha Bedi. Okay, there has to be some format. You cannot write letter the way you want. All right, whatever you want to, you cannot write those things in letter. You should understand that there is a prescribed format for writing letters. All right. So first of all, we are going to emphasize on the format of writing a formal letter. Now formal letter. Now how are these formal letter written? First of all, the first thing which you have to take care is, which you need to take care is, the letter should always be in a strict formal manner. Okay, the letter should be in a strict formal manner. That means the use of dear or anything like that, the way you talk to your friends, the way you talk to your relatives or family, that way it should be avoided. It is strictly prohibited. The letter should be very much strict. Okay, the letter should be like, it should be like sir, madam, or Mr. Doctor. You can actually mention the title. Okay, you can mention the title, whatever they use. You have to put the whole name, you have to put the whole name along with your surname, or you can use these titles, but the use of dear or words like that is strictly prohibited. Okay, second is, the formal letter is always written on A4 sized paper. Okay, this A4 size paper has the size of 8 into 11 inches. All right, this size has to be maintained. This A4 sized paper is folded 3 times in such a way. Okay, this A4 sized paper, remember this point, this is very much important. This A4 sized paper is folded 3 times in such a way that receiver's address means receivers. Who is the receiver? The person whom we are writing letter. Okay, so that is the person who is writing the letter is the sender, who will send the letter, and the receiver is who will receive that letter. All right, so this paper is folded 3 times in such a way that the receiver's address is easily accessible. Okay, is easily accessible through see-through envelope. Okay, is easily accessible, it can be seen. Okay, it is easily visible. It is easily visible and accessible through see-through envelope of the formal letter. Now there are chances you might have been confused in this point at what it is trying to say. So see-through envelope, okay, I will talk about what is see-through envelope. All right, so there are chances you might have filed in a bank for opening a new account. Okay, what does the bank do? The bank will send you the security pin. All right, or maybe your PAN card, depending upon whatever requirement you have applied for. Okay, so the bank will send you the security pin or the PAN card or anything like that. You will see, when you will receive the letter, you will see that the envelope would be like, first of all I'll talk about the color. The envelope can be of white color or yellow color. Okay, these are the colors which are used for the formal things. Okay, formal letters. Now you will see that to the left hand side, to the top left hand side, you will see a see-through envelope, see-through plastic paper like thing. Okay, where the address is easily visible along with the receiver's name. Okay, if you haven't noticed, just take care from next time. Okay, just try noticing it or try discussing with your family members or friends about this information. Your concept will get more clear. I emphasize more on watching the things and learning it a practical way. Okay, now This is the second point. This is the second thing which you have to take care of. Now I'll talk about the fourth point. Okay, what are the benefits of that see-through plastic paper or the see-through portion of the envelope? What are the benefits? Have you ever thought about it? The benefits are that because of the receiver's address is very much visible, it is easily accessible to the post offices, okay, to the post offices or to any parts wherever you have sent. Like for example, if you have used DTDC or any delivery like offices, okay, depending upon your choices. So in that case, what they will do, they will just it helps in saving the time, okay, it helps in saving the time, and they can actually distribute the letters according to the branches. For example, you have written a letter and the receiver is present, or the receiver lives in Delhi. For example, the receiver lives in Delhi. Okay, the address will be very much visible here. Receiver's address, there Delhi will be mentioned. Also, you make sure whenever you write the address, you do mention the pin codes. Okay, so according to the pin codes, you know that there are different branches. Okay, different pin codes, different branches are there in one particular state. All right, so what they will do, all the letters will be received at a main post office, and then they will distribute it to different branches of that particular state. So when they are received at the branches, you will get notified. Nowadays there are ways where you can track your letters, okay, where you can even track if anything is sent by use of like post offices or any ways. You can actually track your whatever the letters or any particular thing, whatever you are sending, okay, on your courier and everything. Okay, so my point was that they distribute these letters according to your pin codes, and that is received by your postman, or depending upon if they are using any agent for this purpose. Okay, depending upon you have posted the letter in private form or in personal form, depending upon that way. Now, what will happen? The postman or the agent will read this address and will reach to the receiver's address, and the letter will be distributed at the appropriate address. Okay. Now you can the receiver can first of all check through this envelope and read their address, and they can also notify if the letter is distributed, if the letter is received at the wrong place. Okay, for example, if I receive a letter and I see the address given, I see the name given here, then I can easily identify and say that this is not my letter, and if it matches to me, I can say, yeah, the letter has been addressed to me. All right, so these are the advantages of writing the receiver's address and folding the letter in such a way that receiver's address is very much visible through the see-through side of the formal paper of the formal letters also. All right, now we will talk about the fourth point. Okay, now there is a position of writing the sender's address and the receiver's address. You know, there are two things which you have to take care of. Sorry, made a mistake here. Just clean it. Okay, there are two things which you have to mention. Okay, first is senders and the second one is receiver's address. All right, now what is senders and what is receivers? You know, the person who is writing the letter is the sender, the person who is receiving that letter is the receiver. So the sender's address is always written to the right hand side. This is the right hand side and this is the left hand side. All of you understand this, that this is the right hand side and this is the left hand side. So the sender's address will be written to the right hand side, to the top right hand side. For example, if I am writing the letter to Mr. Patel, so I will write Mr. Patel and Mr. Patel, Delhi. Okay, Mr. Patel, Delhi. Okay, this is the way, this is the sender's address. So sender's address will always be written. If I am writing the letter, then if I am Mr. Patel, I will be like Mr. Patel, Delhi. This is the sender's address. Now after sender's address comes the receiver's address. So receiver's address will come to the bottom left hand side. Okay, so this is the bottom left hand side. Now for example, if I am sending the letter to Mr. Bharadwaj, okay, Mumbai, for example. So this is the receiver's address. Now if I talk about the logic, then you see the letter, the receiver's address is written on the which side? It is written on the left hand side. So if you fold the paper, it will be very much easy. Okay, it will be very much easy for you to fold the paper in such a way that the receiver's address is visible to the see-through part of the envelope. All right. So these are the things which you need to relate to. The more you relate it practically, the more your concepts get clear. Okay. Now we'll talk about the next point. What is the fifth point? Fifth point is also one thing you need to take care of, that if the phone number or email, if phone number and the email address is available to you, then try to mention that as well. All right. Now just make sure that you put as much as address details as you can. Okay, it is easy for the agent, is it easy for the postman to distribute the letters in that way. Okay, sorry. Now sixth point is, once you are done with this part, once you are done with the address part, I will clear this so that it can be easily available, easily understandable to you. So first is that you wrote the sender's address here, then you write the receiver's address. Okay, we discussed these two things. You can also write the phone number and the email ID. All right. So after you're done with this, make sure you leave one line here. Okay, you leave one line here and then you write the date. Okay, mention the date of writing that letter. Okay, then again leave one line, then write the subject. Now what is subject? What do you understand by subject? Okay, subject is basically, what is subject? Subject is like, if you are telling a story, then you write the summary of the story or the topic of the story. Or if you are using mail IDs, if you are using, or if you are sending mail, okay, for different purposes, you have noticed that there is a subject mentioned over there. Okay, subject means, if you are, for example, if you are sending someone your thesis, for example, so you put thesis in the subject, so that it is easy for the receiver to localize it. Okay, it is easy for the receiver to localize it, and it also saves their time for finding that particular mail, that to put your address on the top of the search box and go through all the mails. Okay, so that is why you make sure that you put the subject. Okay, now what comes in subject? Subject is basically whatever you are talking about, whatever the things you will talk about, in the matter later. Okay, we'll discuss about the matter part 2. So that thing is mentioned. For example, if you want to write a letter about application leave, so subject will be leave application. Okay, for leave application, anything like that. Okay, make it as short as you can. Just try making it using much more, like you make it one line, maximum one line you can use in subject. Don't make it much longer. All right, then again leave one line, then comes the greetings. Now what comes in greetings? You are writing a formal letter, as I told, so make sure if you are writing the letter to the mail, it will be sir, otherwise madam. You can also use the title here. You can use Mr., Mrs., Doctor, Engineer, depending upon whatever the title they use, whatever the title the receiver use. All right. Now the next point is the message. Then comes the message or the matter, where you will talk about the thing you want to share to the receiver. Make sure as you are writing the formal letter, just make sure the message which you are writing, the matter should be in a very precise and concise format. All right, it should be very much precise, concise, and a crisp format. You have to make sure the words chosen are to the point. You do not have to elaborate as much as. Okay. Then comes the complementary clause, where you use yours sincerely, or faithfully, or obedient, depending upon whom you are subjecting the letter to. Okay. Then write your name, because you are writing the letter, so the sender's name will come here in block letters, or make it very much visible and clear. For example, if I am writing the letter, Mr. Bharadwaj was the sender, so Mr. Bharadwaj will come here. You can also just remove these brackets. You do not have to put the brackets. That was just for making you understand. You can also put your designation. For example, if you are a manager, for example, put the designation here. If you are writing the letter to your principal, so for example, if you are a student, okay, if the center is Sunita, so you'll have to write the class here. For example, class 6th, and your section, and you can also put your roll number. So these are the things that helps the receiver to understand that who the sender is. Okay, who is the sender. So the signature you can also put the signature. You can make it if you are writing it, like if you are sending a mail or anything like that.